Hey there, I suppose you are rocking with your day and you're studying well. You people are in class 10th now, and I hope you're learning everything in a better way. You know why? So, in this part, I have already told you this in the last part that what we are going to learn further. So, you know that already that we are going to learn the digestive system in human being, means nutrition in animals. So, I'm going to share my screen and let's start. Okay, so guys, the life process, the first that we are covering is nutrition itself. So in this part, we will be covering nutrition in animals, but along with that, few part that was left earlier, we discussed about the factor that affect photosynthesis. Here we will be learning about how these factors are proven that yeah, they are the one they are who are affecting the photosynthesis. Then in nutrition and animals, we will be learning about classification that I don't think we need to learn. We have done that. Nutrition in amoeba, nutrition in human being, and about the digestive system. So I'm trying my best to complete everything in this part. I'm already saying this, but in the next part also, the upcoming topic you will be learning there. But for now, let's concentrate on this. The first thing that we have to understand is condition to prove that sunlight, CO2, and chlorophyll, they are really very important in photosynthesis. Guys, the basic principle that is behind this activity is that you have to, or you may say you don't have to provide that thing. Like if you want to prove that sunlight is important, do not provide the sunlight, then you see the effect. Do not provide the CO2, then you see the effect. Do not provide the chlorophyll. I will not provide, but how come we just say that yeah, chlorophyll is also the one that is helping in the photosynthesis? So there's a video with that. I'm going to show that thing. Okay. So in this video, so in this video, they have explained by doing certain experiment. Let me just share my OneNote with you and show you that thing. And I don't think any external thing I have to do, just that I'll just explain thing through the video only. You'll be able to understand in a very beautiful way. So guys, what I'm going to do, I will play the video. Words are written below. I speak the same. You read the words. That will not be good, na? So we have to just, be very calculative in this. So let me play the video first. Okay, I'll keep it on mute and I'll speak the words. That'll be fine. Yeah? It might not be interrupting. So the first thing, see, they are saying conditions required for photosynthesis. Conditions required for photosynthesis topic we have covered in the last part. I don't have to show you these things. So directly let's come to the experiment part. So the first one is to prove that sunlight is very important. 1 second, let me just increase the size of this video. Let me just move back. I'll play this again. So the first thing that they are proving that sunlight is really very necessary. So in this video, what they are doing is they are taking a wide mouth bottle and they are into the wide mouth bottle. They are covering it up. Like they say that they take as they say that they are taking a bottle and then they are covering it with a black paper. Right. And then what it has written that they are covering the mouth of the bottle with the cork and they will be putting a cut into the cork. Now they are taking this plant and they are going to insert, not they are going to insert. You can also say that if you are doing the same, you can also do the same. Then what you have to do, just insert into the cut, into the cork, just insert the leaf still, and then let it be there. And this process should be done in the sunlight because in the sunlight photosynthesis is happening, and while you're putting this in the sunlight, when you suppose photosynthesis is happening, then you let it be and then you see what are the effects. After a while, when the day is over, you may say, or in the video they are saying after 2 days, even when the day is over, you can start getting the results. You take the leaf out and then you see, and they are putting it into the dilute iodine solution. Why they're putting into the iodine solution? Because when photosynthesis happens, starch is formed. And starch, iodine is an indicator of the starch, if you don't know. Clear indicator. That's why they're putting it into the iodine solution. And into the iodine solution, alcohol is there too, and they're heating it up so that it can be decolorized. So then, first of all, iodine solution, how they use, let me show you this part again. The person, or you can take alcohol and put leaf in it and just warm it up. After that, alcohol is an agent I'm so sorry for this, guys. Alcohol is an agent that is going to remove all the chlorophyll. It is used to be known as the one which can just extract all the chlorophyll if you don't know. Then it will take all the chlorophyll out and the starch as well. So iodine is put. This is done for testing starch if starch is present or not. So starch will not be present. Half of the leaf which was, see, there's a point. I tell you one thing. In this video, they have not explained it up, but what you can do, the part that was there in the dark, cut it up. Half part you take. Half part which was outside there, starch might be present, and the one which is inside, starch will not be present. And all they have to be doing the experiment about they are doing is presence of starch. In first case, you add iodine. In second case, also you add iodine after putting it in the alcohol. But in the first case, the transparent part or the decolorized part that you are using now, here starch result will be negative. And in this case, starch will be positive. Blue patch will be there. So that's what they are trying to do in the video. That's the first thing. The other vision not get any light, show no starch. Now the next experiment. The next experiment is chlorophyll. That chlorophyll, this is really very important to prove that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay. So for this thing, what they are going to do, let's read it up. Take a vegetative, okay, take a vegetative leaf. A vegetative part is partly green. Actually, it's not vegetative. I'm so sorry. Vegetative is non-reproductive part of the plant. This is variegated, as in which is present in different colors. Variation is there. So a green part and a partly white part is there. Take that kind of leaf from a croton or any kind of plant wherever it can be available. So what they're going to do further? Now drop this leaf into the boiling water and let it boil for a few minutes for killing the cells in the leaf. Now boil the leaf in a rectified spirit over a water bath to decolorize. It's just that they are putting alcohol in it. So because alcohol, I have told you, just extract all the chlorophyll out of it. Then place the leaf in the dilute iodine solution. The green area of the leaf turn black color indicating the presence of starch. What he is saying that because chlorophyll is the one that helps in photosynthesis, they have taken the leaf where in half of the leaf chlorophyll is there, in half of the leaf chlorophyll is not there. So by this process, what they are trying to say that the part where chlorophyll is present, their starch is present because it is helping in photosynthesis. And the part where chlorophyll is not there, you do not find any result. That's the exact thing I would say. It's almost the same experiment. What does this activity prove? I have told you that. You can just read this information out. Okay, so the next one is to prove that carbon dioxide, this is really necessary for photosynthesis. See, for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is the one that is actually fixed, right? So insert a leaf in a potted plant in a bottle. Then pour some caustic potash solution into it and do not cover it with the black paper. Put it just like that. Caustic potash is used to absorb carbon dioxide from the bottle. Leave the plant in a place where it gets sunlight 2 days. Then plug the leaf and test is for the starch. The portion of the leaf which is inside the bottle will not turn black into the starch testing because it was deprived of starch. Here, starch did not form. Here, starch is not prepared because there's no carbon dioxide present in the bottle. The other portion of the, so point is that guys, they are taking the caustic potash solution and they're putting leaf in it because then it is going to actually absorb. It will take the CO2 and convert it into further hydrates. But point is that it will just absorb all the carbon dioxide. So inside the jar thing, even if it is outside, carbon dioxide is not available, which is taken up by the stomata. So if it is not available, then photosynthesis is not going to happen in that place, and that's it. So this is a clear cut proof that CO2 is also really, really, really very important in photosynthesis. Fair enough? So we are done with the first part of this video. Now let's move forward and let's talk about nutrition in animals. I'm going to be again on the presentation thing, and here we have to talk further. So the next thing, guys, that we have to talk about is nutrition in animal. The basic information about the nutrition in animals I have provided you earlier, that nutrition is of two type, autotrophic and heterotrophic, and obviously in animal this is heterotrophic. And out of heterotrophic, this is mainly of a holozoic kind of nutrition, where food is taken as a whole inside the mouth and internally only digestion happen. Into our body, it will be digested with the help of all the juices, all the digestive enzymes. Holozoic nutrition. Fair enough? Now, further thing, if you remember, I told that this is of three type, herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. I will not tell you the definition, and I'm telling it, I'm not telling. Okay. So the next thing that we have to understand, see, what is nutrition? What is the idea of nutrition? I don't think I have to give you that thing, because nutrition just absorbing nutrients that we use for forming energy for surviving. Now, the first thing in this part that we will be covering is nutrition in amoeba. So this is nutrition in amoeba we are going to discuss. Before I proceed with nutrition in amoeba, let me give you a little information about amoeba. You have learned diversity chapter in class 9th. Amoeba is actually the organism which is unicellular, and this is eukaryotic, and this belongs, they are aquatic. You will mainly find it in the water. But what I was about to say, that they used to be present in the second kingdom, which is Protista. Kingdom Protista. Into the kingdom Protista, there is a category which is known as protozoa. Into the protozoa, this one is present. Clear? So this is present into the protozoa of the Protista. Protista is actually the kingdom, and protozoa is a category of it. Now, talking about amoeba, this is like a unicellular organism which is not having a particular shape. Just externally, it is covered, and whatever it eats upon the small bacteria or small food particle. It just ingests it inside. So the body is not having a particular shape. They show some cytoplasmic movement. The cytoplasmic movement is in them is known as cyclosis. Cyclosis, I repeat myself, cyclosis is defined as the cytoplasmic movement. So internally, a cytoplasmic movement happen. Cytoplasmic movement. Here, cytoplasmic movement happen, and they can change their shape and they can just take the food inside.